Hello, my name is Ireland. I'm doing neurons and neurological cells. Okay, this is a neuron. It's the cell body, and you have one axon and many dendrites. And so this axon is the yellow part, and then the dendrites are the little branch parts here. And it is specialized to receive, conduct, and transmit impulses sent in the brain. Some parts of the neuron are the dendrites, which are the red branches here, and they send the signal towards the cell. They receive the impulses and they branch out for more contact. The dendrite spines are hair-like and expand your contact, but they're on the membrane of the dendrite, so you can't see them in the picture. Axon, which is this whole green section here, it conducts impulses away from the cell, so it sends information out. And there's only one axon per neuron. Then you have the axon helix, which is this green part, and it kind of meshes with that orange. That's where that's going to be. It's going to be the connection to the body of the neuron. More parts, the myelin sheath, which is this blue part up here. It's going to be the fatty covering, and it's going to insulate and speed up the impulse. Then you have your axon terminals, which right here, right above my picture, they're the little purple buttons, and it's the end branches that are just swelling on the ends. The synapse or the synaptic junction is the primary contact and response to the target cells. So if you can see here, this is the synapse right here, looking at those terminal buttons, and they're connecting to other dendrites of another neuron to communicate information and impulses. This is kind of like a little microscopic, even more view of it, and it's chemicals going back and forth. We have one more. Nodes of Renier, they help boost the speed of the impulse, and they're going to be in between the myelin sheaths. They're just going to be like little dots. Okay. And then for this one, not only do they send impulses on the neuron, but they also have exoplasmic transport. And this is just a real simple diagram of it. It's pretty much proteins and organelles that move along the axon. And what's good is it helps the axon because it helps them maintain the structural and the functional integrity of it. So they help each other out. Okay, next we have the neuroglia or the neurological cells. So for these, there's going to be 4 different types, and they're all cells in the nervous system. You have the astrocytes, the microglial cells, the oligodendrocytes, and the ependymas. Okay. And then it's important for neurons to function optimally, okay? This is like the important part of it, what makes them work. Okay, so we're gonna start out with the astrocytes. They're extracellular environment around the neuron. They give support and nutrition, and they make up the blood-brain barrier. The blood-brain barrier is a tight endothelial junctions, and only specific molecules can pass through that. I like to remember it as the Astros, that when you're a baseball player, you need support and nutrition, and that they're bloody good. And so you got to remember the blood-brain barrier that way. The next one is oligodendrocytes, or the Schwann cells, and they form and maintain myelin sheaths. Oligodendrites and axons are in the central nervous system, which is your brain and spinal cord. You have your Schwann cells, which are your nerve and nerve roots of the peripheral nervous system, and there's a little picture of them. Microglia, that's going to be your scavengers in defense for the central nervous system, your immune response, and it's going to be like the scab of the brain. I kind of think of like a pioneer that's going to defend their property and protect. Next, you have ependyma, and those are going to be the lining of the cavity of the brain cavity and the spinal cord, and lines the ventricles and helps generate central spinal fluid. I kind of think of it as the pleura and the lungs, how it lines those, but it'd be lining your brain. So you can kind of think it that way too. And that's all I have. Thank you so much.